Hey guys, how's it going? Happy weekend. Thank God it's Friday, huh? Yeah, that's what I've been saying all day. I actually got out of work a little bit early and got everything done that I need to get done, so thought we'd get this done a little early today. Coming up on Thanksgiving weekend next week. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff happening. So let's get right into it. What are the energies for today? All right, 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups. Sorry, I want it to be 10 of Cups. Excuse me. So the 3 of Cups is about community and just celebrating it and having all those vibes, right? Look at the diversity in the people and the ages and the ethnicities and so forth, and everybody just filling their cups and getting back to the roots, right? So I was talking with a client today about what that looks like, right? We have some of us, at least in my community at work, where we have family members and family that don't live up to the expectation of their titles, right? So be that mom, dad, sister, brother, whatever, right? They just don't live up to those titles. And sometimes it's hard when your vibes don't match, right? The energies don't match. So what we do in that case, or at least what I did, is you create a community, and that gives you that sense of family, or what we think family should be, right? And so I think we're getting back to that, realizing that there are people in our lives that do hold those titles in our lives, and they don't live up to those expectations. But there are people who actually do support us and care about us in ways that we think family should. And that's cool, because that's community, right? All about community and getting those things done. 4 of Wands in the reverse. So this is like stability. Maybe feeling a little shaky. Maybe haven't quite gotten your sea legs yet. That could be something like that. It's the maybe moving, leaving home. And if you are just creating a new community, maybe it's time that you did leave home. Maybe it's time to make that community your new home. But just leaving something behind, right? Just, I don't know. I don't want to say all the negative things that could come with it, but this could look like arguments or people just not matching frequencies for a minute. If that's the case. And it doesn't mean that those people may or may not come back, because when we do mismatch frequencies, that is a possibility that those frequencies might match later, right? There might be more that each of you has to learn before you can come back together in that family/community part. This could also be a surprise. So maybe there's a surprise on the horizon. I do see the bunnies with the family. And I don't know if that means, I don't know. Used to say when I was growing up, if the rabbit died, it meant you were pregnant. Not trying to put that on you guys, but hey, it's a thing. The next card out is the 5 of Pentacles, that feeling left out and behind, right? And if we put these all together, we have this new community, we have leaving the old community and feeling left out. So there's going to be a part of you that feels left out potentially. And celebrating that new community while you're feeling left out of another community can be overwhelming, right? Because there's 2 emotions that are opposing that we have to hold at the same time. But that's okay. So we give ourselves time to grieve, and we give ourselves time to honor the things that we're leaving behind, and then we welcome the new things coming in. So a lot this week about leaving things behind and letting new things come in. I kind of like that. We should be kind of in that frequency of letting things go gracefully and accepting those new things gracefully, of course, all the time, right? Because life is constantly changing. The only constant that there is change. So there's that. Let's get one more card before we get advice. Tell me a little bit more about this story that's happening today. We got the Death card. Actually, it's telling me a lot more. Death card is transformation, right? It doesn't mean somebody's going to die. It just means that somebody's old self, maybe ego death, maybe look at all the different ages in here, right? So we've got a child and maybe a teenager, parent, mother, person, and then the someone who's later in their later years. I don't want to say old people, but yeah. And it's destroying that person that we used to be so that the person that we are becoming can be born, if that makes sense. So I like that transformation card. 9 of Cups in the reverse. So 9 of Cups is all about having those things that you need at your fingertips. So maybe you're feeling a little bit like the things that you need are not with you, right? This could be dissatisfaction in your job, right? Like maybe not feeling fulfilled in your job anymore. It could mean you're kind of a little bit lazy, maybe not feeling like you want to do the things. Like I didn't want to do the reading the other day. I mean, sometimes you just have that energy, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes we just need that rest, right? Is it rest or is it laziness? There's a good question for you. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So Eight of Swords in the reverse. So the end of overthinking, right? Not overthinking things to death anymore. New hope, liberation, escape, freedom, like all those good things, right? Those all come as a result of this death, right? Feeling the left out, feeling like you have a new community and leaving the old community and transforming those things. You need that time to rest. Maybe it's coming across as laziness. Maybe you still tell yourself that story in your head, but maybe it's just that time to rest so that you can be free and liberate yourself from those old thoughts and thought patterns and words that we tell ourselves. What we don't see coming on the bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands, which is another community card, right? So this is looking out onto the horizon and seeing what is out there, right? We have a job to do. Obviously, she's at a desk doing some sort of job, but she's kind of dreaming about what could be, right? And that might be travel, expanding her horizons in some way. Threes are still about community. We started with a 3, we end with a 3. So having that team around you and making sure that you are supported, right? And that you're being supportive. I tell my clients all the time, you got to be the person that you want to date. Be the person that you want to be friends with, right? You got to do the things that you expect others to do. So, that's the message for today. I don't think it hurt too much. Again, this might hurt, but I don't think this hurt at all. I like the death card in here, and I like the 3s, and I'm just looking at this 3 and that 3, and then there's a 3 in here. And so we have a 3, a 4, and a 5. I feel like that's a progression. You're moving forward on your path. And I hope that helps. All right, guys, that's it for today. Take care.